This video is about the Carlsbad Decrees. The events surrounding the Carlsbad Decrees happened between the 23rd of March 1819 and the 20th of September the same year. The initial point was the murder of Kotzebue by student Sand, and in the end the Federal Convention resolved the Carlsbad Decrees. Important to mention is Prince Clemens of Metternich, the head of the Austrian government, who actually was the architect of the German societal system and most of the European societal systems. This period, in fact, is named after him. We speak of the age Metternich. To the background. Keep in mind that Germany was not a nation state at the time. Germany was a loose confederation of sovereign states. To understand the Carlsbad Decrees, you need to be aware of two developments, one within the population and one on the level of monarchs and governments. Within the population, in the German population, liberal and national ideas grew. The liberal movements were inspired by the French Revolution around a quarter of a century earlier, and the national ideas, you can see their origin in the wars of liberation. Napoleon Bonaparte had occupied Germany, and in a joint German effort, of course, in conjunction with the European allies, the French could be driven out of Germany. These liberal and national ideas flourished especially in universities, student fraternities, and gymnastics associations. It was completely different on the level of monarchs and governments. As mentioned, we have the age Metternich, beginning with the Congress of Vienna, 1814. The governments and the monarchs wanted to restore the old societal structures from before the French Revolution, meaning there's an absolutistic monarch at the top and his subjects, so the normal citizens, have not much of a say. Now to the events. Kotzebue, a nobleman, published quite a few articles against revolution and liberal ideas. He actually made fun of student fraternities and gymnastics associations. Student Sand, who was probably not entirely mentally sane, killed Kotzebue, and a few months later, in the summer, in August, there were the anti-Judist Hep riots in Würzburg. So the governments of the leading states in Germany thought, there is the threat that this situation can go out of hand, we have to do something. They convened in Carlsbad, therefore Carlsbad Decrees, and they agreed on these Carlsbad Decrees. They were ratified in Frankfurt by the Federal Convention not a month later. To conclude this chapter of events, Student Sand was executed on the 20th of May 1820. What's the main content of the Carlsbad Decrees? Censorship of the press, surveillance of universities, professors who discuss or talk about liberal and national ideas would be banned from their occupation, and student fraternities, as well as conducting gymnastics, was not allowed anymore. So the main result is, of course, a tough restriction on the cultural and political life. Now you can think that the old monarchic systems were restored and strengthened. And that is correct, that is not wrong. But you also have to see that every action has an opposite reaction. Liberal and national movements went underground, and not only these movements, in the entire German population, the will to live freely in a unified nation grew stronger and stronger. That eventually led to the March Revolution, when the Carlsbad Decrees were repealed. That was the Carlsbad Decrees in 5.